World War II was a war fought on every front, on land, sea, and in the shadows. Battles were won not only with guns, but with intelligence, deception, and daring ideas.
Among these secret operations, one stands out for its audacity, creativity, and sheer boldness. A plan that relied on a dead man to deceive Adolf Hitler himself.
This is the story of Operation Mincemeat, the operation that used death to save lives and turned the tide of war.
In 1943, the Allies were preparing to strike at the heart of Europe. Their target, Sicily. But Sicily was heavily defended. A direct attack would mean enormous casualties.
Intelligence officers needed a plan, not just to mislead the enemy, but to reshape the battlefield without firing a shot.
And so an idea was born that was as macabre as it was brilliant.
By early 1943, the Allies had gained momentum. North Africa had been secured, but the next step was Southern Europe. Sicily offered a gateway to Italy and ultimately to mainland Europe. But the Germans expected an Allied attack elsewhere. Greece and Sardinia were considered more likely targets.
The Allies had to make the Germans believe the impossible, to divert their forces from Sicily and ensure a safer invasion. The mission fell to British naval intelligence, particularly officers like Ewan Montagu and Charles Cholmondeley, working under John Godfrey, Director of Naval Intelligence.
Their brief was clear. The enemy must be fooled, and the success of the Sicilian invasion depended on it.
But how could a few officers trick the formidable German intelligence machine?
The solution was unprecedented: to plant false intelligence using a dead man as the messenger.
It was risky. If discovered, the operation could backfire catastrophically. But the potential reward, saving thousands of lives and securing Sicily, was worth the gamble.
The concept was simple yet daring. A dead body, dressed as a British officer, carrying a briefcase containing documents that suggested the Allies planned to invade Greece and Sardinia, not Sicily.
The body would be left to wash ashore in neutral Spain, where it would eventually reach German hands.
But the success of this plan depended on one thing: believability. The corpse had to look like a real officer, someone who could plausibly be lost at sea. The team chose Glyndwr Michael, a homeless man who had died of rat poison. His identity would be transformed into Major William Martin, Royal Marines, complete with personal effects, letters, and a backstory. Every detail, from theater tickets to love letters, was carefully crafted to make Major Martin a convincing character. Even the smallest details mattered. The Germans would examine everything: the letters, the ID card, the briefcase. One slip, one inconsistency, and the entire operation could fail. The intelligence team became storytellers, historians, and artists, crafting a life for a man who had never existed. The corpse was meticulously prepared. His uniform was pristine. His identification documents were flawless. The briefcase contained fake letters, maps, and documents outlining the Allied strategy. The Germans were meant to believe that Sicily was merely a diversion and that the true attacks would come in Greece and Sardinia. Personal effects were added to enhance credibility: a wedding ring, theater tickets, a photograph of his fiancée, and even receipts. Montagu and his team understood human psychology. The Germans were not just looking for military intelligence, they were looking at a man. The body had to seem alive in every sense of the word. The body would be transported to the southern coast of Spain, near Huelva, in a location carefully chosen for its proximity to German contacts. Timing was essential. The Germans had to find the documents in a way that seemed natural, without raising suspicion. On April 30, 1943, the plan moved into action. Major Martin's body was released into the Atlantic along the coast of Huelva. The sea carried him toward the shore, where Spanish fishermen eventually discovered him. The body was taken to Spanish authorities, exactly as Montague had predicted. The briefcase and the false documents inside were passed along the chain until they reached German intelligence, and the Germans believed them. Hitler himself was convinced. German troops were redeployed to Greece and Sardinia, leaving Sicily vulnerable. The stage was set for Operation Husky, the Allied invasion of Sicily, which would take place in July 1943. When the Allies landed in Sicily, German forces were caught off guard. The deception had worked flawlessly, reducing casualties and ensuring a successful campaign. A dead man and a brilliant plan had altered the course of the war. Operation Mincemeat was more than a clever trick. It was a decisive factor in the success of the Sicilian invasion, saving countless lives. Winston Churchill praised it as the most ingenious wartime deception. The operation highlighted the importance of intelligence and psychological warfare in modern conflict. Beyond its immediate success, Operation Mincemeat became a symbol of daring ingenuity, a reminder that war is not only fought with tanks and guns, but with creativity, courage, and cunning. The operation also left a unique legacy. Glyndor Michael, the man whose body had fooled Hitler, remained anonymous for decades. Yet his role, though unknown to him, became immortalized in history books, films, and documentaries. Operation Mincemeat stands as a testament to the power of intelligence and deception. It was a story of imagination, courage, and meticulous planning. It reminds us that in war, the most unusual ideas can sometimes be the most effective. A dead man changed the course of history, tricked Hitler, and saved thousands of lives. Operation Mincemeat was more than a military tactic. It was a story of human ingenuity, a story that proves truth is often stranger than fiction. Every story from history teaches us something powerful. If you enjoyed uncovering this untold chapter of World War II, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to History Unfolded. Join our mission to bring forgotten battles back to life. See you in the next story from the past. Thanks for watching our video. You can check more history updates on our channel.